What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a little bit different tonight. We're going to check out some Israel, Iran stuff because I have been watching a lot of this stuff today. So I want to continue. Very interested in it. So we're going to take a break from the games tonight and just pay attention to the news. All right. I want to watch this. This is something about like some sleeper cells being activated.
Wow, I feel good.
What's up, Timmy? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Let's take a break today from the games and just pay attention to some news. Kind of a crazy world out there these days. Yeah, have you been following it any? Yeah, I was trying to keep up with it at work and I couldn't do a good job of it. That was the key, man. They spent the last like 6 months or a year like destroying all the people that would have rushed them if they would have attacked Iran. They've been playing the long game, taking out Hezbollah, taking out all the missiles. U.S. took out the Yemens. Yeah, it's been I think they've been planning this for a while. Yeah, what do they think they're gonna do? While we're building one, yeah, I think we already got one. I think we already got one. I think we already got a piece, a part of one at least. Not maybe not the whole thing, but we got a part of a dome. Yeah, they are. Of course they are. And we're building a golden dome, not an iron dome, a golden one. Why am I getting an ad? What the hell? I want to find a skyline. I mean, this one's fine, but I don't want to take Steve's. stream. Even though I got like 2 people that'll probably might join. Let's see. Here's where you get the real news at. Forget everything else. Goodness gracious. That's from the last time though, right? That's from There's no sound on this video, it don't seem like. Oh wait, you're probably not even hearing any sound, my bad. You should have told me. Now that there's no sound on this one, but yeah, it is. Now, he's just like standing out there like it's nothing, man. Look at that. Look at this dude. That dude don't give a dang. Dude is he's just standing there. He acts like it's the 4th of July show or something.
Oh my god. Opa. Filhote.
Yeah, that was a big one. Oh, in the morning? I saw when I woke up this morning. I had saw where they had shot down all those drones, but I didn't see any of the other stuff. Wild footage. Mossad has built an entire drone facility deep inside Iran. So I saw this video. No, I saw part of this video. I didn't see all this. This one has no sound either. So these are all their air defenses and these drones. Dang. That Mossad's no joke, man. That's no joke.
I heard some servers went down and something about Iranian commandos going down. Sucks to be them, haha.
Wait,
Chat,
what?
are we cooked? I heard some servers went down and something about Iranian commandos going down. Sucks to be them, haha. Chat, are we cooked? I heard some
What
servers
in the
went down and something
world?
about Iranian commandos going down. Sucks to be them, haha. Chat, are we cooked? I heard some servers went down.
This video was compiled by a friend from his own IDF helmet cam footage while he was operating in Gaza a few months ago. Another video from
yeah, it's getting crazier and more and more waves. Actually, above my house, they already passed. That's 2 more. It looks like a wave of 10s at least. Yeah. We're gonna see, like, in the coming minutes, you're gonna see, like, missiles coming the other way, the Iranian missiles. I will make sure I take a video of it if I can, but yeah. That's another one. Okay, it's in hundreds, I'm telling you. Okay, here, it's getting crazier. Yeah. It's getting crazier and more and more waves. Actually, above my house, they already passed. That's two more. It looks like
It started over.
a wave of tens at least.
I wonder how many they shot.
מה זה הדבר הפסיכי הזה? נופל עלינו טילים. נופל עלינו טילים.
See a few more of these. We'll look on YouTube and see what's going on YouTube. Okay, what is it? This is the closest and clearest footage we've gotten so far showing the impact of the Iranian ballistic missile. Okay. That wasn't too clear. It kind of... Ooh! Oh, that's the interceptor going up. Okay. That's the interceptor. It must have missed. No, it hit something. Did that one hit one? Or something hit one? That's the one that hit the mall, right? I'll turn it there in a minute. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to use Fox footage or not.
Okay.
I guess you can.
This is some short-range systems. Stay here, Yaniv. Pull out a little bit. Okay, there's just a massive amount of fire coming to Tel Aviv right now. Yaniv, get ready to pull it off the stick. Get off the sticks. All right, let's go. Time to go.
It's been time to go, you idiot.
Guys, come on. Everyone move. Everyone move now. Stay with us. Stay with us. Pick up the gear. Let's go.
All right, so there you can see, I mean, this has happened again. We've seen this before, but this is a barrage of missiles.
Camera guys are brave.
All going off at the same time, it seems here. The last time this happened, there was a coordinated defense between Israel, the United States, and other countries, including Jordan, to intercept these with aircraft as well. Trey, I mean, it's unbelievable to see what we're seeing going on in the skies.
Do you know, have you seen a number of how many they've shot so far?
Yeah, John, Sandra, you saw those live images. Israel is under a massive ballistic missile barrage. I've reported here for nearly 7 years and never seen such an attack against an Israeli city. The amount of air defense that you saw going off there it's unprecedented.
I wonder, did the THAAD missile defense go off? Did it catch any? Yeah, I wonder how they hit any of our bases, because I think we've been pretty clear not to hit our bases. Oh yeah, what's up, Spooky? Yeah, it's just getting crazy. It's getting wild. That's for sure. That's the same one we watched from a different angle. Look at that. That looks like something out of a movie. I should change my profile picture to that. I mean, not my profile picture, my thumbnail. Yeah, it is kind of. Yeah, our missiles are. Yeah, we have planes in the sky. They said right now. You, Timmy, what didn't you say you was Air Force? So this is in Iran. You know, that's the thing that nobody can see what's really going on. Oh, Navy, okay.
No! You!
Dang, he's like, whoa.
No! You!
Dang.
No! You!
He got hit by something, didn't he? Something hit his car at the end, right? That's what it seems like.
You!
Yeah, something hit his car. I wonder what hit his car. Like something coming down?
No! You!
Yeah, debris from the ground. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, mate. Because something hit the car. Oh yeah, we got a couple. Yeah, we got a few strike groups there for sure. Fake news alert! Iranian state media shared a video claiming to show missile launches from a submarine targeting Israel. Analysis confirmed the footage is recycled from old Russian military operations. No evidence of Iranian submarine launched missiles. Does Iran have any submarines? First close-up footage of the ballistic missile impact. That's that same one that we just saw. Okay. This car's driving down the street like nothing. Yeah, I didn't think Iran had subs. Over in the barrage missile. I saw some of that. It looked like that in April last, or not April, October last year.
محمد شو محمد شو
Why is my premium not working?
محمد شو
Shut up. Huh. It's weird. All right.
Not only will we buy your house, but we are so confident in what we do that we guarantee to get you the cash you deserve for your home in less than 30 days. On top of that, we will cover your monthly rent, mortgage, and any moving expenses that you have during the process. So if you're looking to sell your house quickly without the BS,
That's weird. I don't know why. I'm supposed to have premium. Yeah. What the hell? That's strange. My phone is. Oh, there it goes. Now it's okay. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Israel. I always try to spell Israel as Israel. What? Let's see. What time is it right now? I want to check out a few things, actually. Let's see. Let's find Israel here.
You're almost done. Click the blue Get.
Oh, shut up. Close it. I don't want to look at your ad. All right. I'll keep an eye on that too. What the hell? I'll keep an eye on the Iran's. Let's see. Is this Iran or wait? Yeah, this is Iran. How do you get rid of this shit? Shit used to not be in there. I don't know what happened. All right, this is all the attacks. This is all the attacks in Iran. It's been going on in Iran. The support of international coalition Israeli aircraft confront Iranian attacks in Syrian airspace. Intercepted drone attacks. So they intercepted it right before it hit Israel. Crazy. Depends on what Google considers a fleet. A fleet. It's kind of small. Eyes aren't what they used to be. What was I? I was gonna go to. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's crazy, ain't it? The whole world is just like going around it. Just like, okay, y'all fight it out. We're just gonna go around. Well, that monitor does that sometime. Let's see. I was wanting to see. I'm going to see what is the time in Israel right now. I'll put that up on the screen. Let me look. World clock. (3:26 a.m.) That's Not sure how I would even add that actually, but we can just add a text saying it's Tel Aviv. EELAVIV. Oh, wrong thing. So it's almost 4 a.m. It's 3:30 there now. 4 a.m. in Iran. No, probably 5 a.m. in Iran. It's probably getting daylight in Iran now. See here, live cams. I'm gonna get a Jerusalem one on. Maybe.
With Gemini and Gmail,
And they got ads on everything nowadays, man. You can't do anything without hitting an ad. But this one. I'll keep that over there, and if I see anything, so I'll have it multiple ones on. You know, how's it been going? Give us a good time to pay attention to the chat more than the game, I guess. Looks like it's getting light now on it. Starting to light up a little bit. I bet the Iranian attacks are over. There ain't even any like smoke on the skyline on this one. Oh, you saying Iran does have a fleet of subs? Let's check it out. Yes, Iran does have submarines, though their fleet is limited and mostly focused on coastal defense and regional operations, rather than deep sea or blue water capabilities. Kilo class, Russian origin, Soviet-made diesel attack subs, so they're very loud. Oh, they have one. Now, I think that's all they can really use is their ballistic missiles and their drones. I think they I think that they're more of a defense guard, aren't they? So they have one active submarine. Wait, they have one active, but they have 20 plus. Oh wait, no wait, never mind, that's this class. Okay, sorry. So they have 20 plus of these class. Shallow Persian Gulf waters, stealthy, good for ambushes and special ops. Torpedoes, possibly mines. Semi-conventional mid-size, 1 to 2 in service. Open water in the Gulf of Oman and Arabian Seas. Interesting. Yeah, that wasn't a fleet. Well, actually, that is just one. It's a fleet. It's not fleets or whatever. I guess fleet is plural, but what is a? I guess you can't have a unplural fleet, can you? It's kind of by default it's plural, right? Yeah, they have all the subs the Soviet Union sold off when they didn't need it any, when the Soviet Union broke up. It looks darker on this picture than it did in this video than it did the other one. I'm gonna put this one over here, and I'm gonna pull us another one. I'm gonna look at some more of this footage for a minute. I'm gonna mute this one maybe while we listen to some more of this footage. Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, let me refresh this. No sound on this one. Where was this at? Hang on. What you've never seen before. Tel Aviv, Israel looks like Gaza tonight. No Iron Dome, but where's the sound though? Oh, I have it muted. That ball got destroyed though. Should I stream it?
Бля, будем здесь, малыш, хуй пойми где.
Should I stream the military parade? I heard it's gonna rain. Holy cow, man. it might be cool. I've never seen a military parade, like especially the U.S. military stuff. You think the F4? You think they're gonna have the F-47 there? At the very end of it, like Santa Claus coming out at the end of the parade, Christmas parade. It's insane. They're about to switch all that over to lasers, right? You don't think the F-47 is gonna be there? I don't know. It's Trump's prized possession right now. Or are they busy right now shooting down? Nah, they probably won't even actually be flying combat for a couple more years, I bet. Because don't they ease them into combat? Like they'll fly some like non-lethal sorties for a while, and then they'll kind of ease their way in as they get more and more comfortable with them. Iran will regret they forgot that what Israel had done with Gaza. World War III. Iran attacked Tel Aviv, Israel. To be fair, I mean, just to be fair about it, technically Israel did attack them first, but I'm still on Israel's side.
ساعت الان
Holy cow.
3:37 ورودی فرحزاده پایین یه ساختمون مسکونی زده شده. آن 3:37.
Yeah, I saw this picture earlier. What's crazy to me is they still have electricity on, and this whole side of the building's gone, but they still got electricity. I would imagine that whole electricity would have went out and shorted out or something. Israel will soon cease to exist. No Jewish kingdom can last longer than 80 years. Scripture teaches that the Jews are enemies of all people and the synagogue of Satan. I don't think so. I think you're wrong. I think that Israel will be there, and the U.S. will make sure that happens. Dang.
ورودی
That's that same one. Steve's back over on this other thing. I stand with Iran. What about you? In World War III, Russia, China, Iran, Pakistan, Yemen, North Korea. Okay. Come on, guys. Look. North Korea. Yep, it sure is. North Korea can't really fight beyond their borders. We don't even know if they can really fight. They got ass handed to them in Ukraine. Yemen's done. They're not even like Yemen isn't, because the Houthis were not like Yemen, right? The Houthis Like the Yemen people don't really want the Houthis there, I'm sure. Pakistan, India could handle Pakistan by themselves. If you just took that, I mean, like, for example, and they have NATO as like the UK is not in NATO. Like, what? Who made this? Somebody don't know what they're talking. Don't even know what they're talking about. Because NATO involves so many countries, you can take Israel, India, and UK out of the mix, and they'll be done. Russia's nothing. Let's I'm gonna mute this one. Well, I don't have to mute that one. I'm gonna bring this one back.
Several loud explosions were heard there.
You ever watch Agenda Free TV? It's all right.
Al Mayadeen says, oh, breaking news. Al Mayadeen says
just gathers
a
all
loud
the
explosion was heard in the city
stuff from
of
around and
Isfahan,
puts it here.
where a major Iranian nuclear site is. Where multiple Iranian nuclear sites are. So, a report of an explosion in Isfahan from Al Mayadeen. Oops.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not even about the like Russia or China has a larger navy than we do now, but the quality and like the type,
And
just because they have a
report of
larger one
explosions
doesn't
just
mean
couple
it's a
minutes
better
ago in
one.
Eastern Tehran.
They have a larger one by hull or something like that, but I think the U.S. is still
Also,
larger
the
by
New York
displacement
Times
of water,
reported,
or something like that.
The New York Times reported that residents of Tehran are hearing constant drones above them.
You're at war, yeah, of course you are.
That was in the last hour. Also, in case you missed it, I posted in the chat, but Jennifer Jacobs with CBS News says the Trump White House.
Exactly. Our ships are nuclear class. They don't have to come back for refueling.
The U.S. Embassy
they go wherever they want to for 30 years.
The Trump White House.
All they got to do is stop for food.
Says that is not accurate.
Maybe reload on missiles. Every once in a while, they'll drop an airplane in the water. But
to be clear, a U.S. official
$2 billion
tells CBS
in the water,
News
but
that the Trump administration is monitoring, and this is not accurate.
I'd like to see some footage out of Iran, though. That's what I want to find. I'm gonna keep looking for Iran footage too while this is on.
Oh, breaking news!
Breaking news.
Al Jazeera reports that in Isfahan, Iran, there are explosions. Oh, they say that Iranian media are saying that there are explosions in air defense systems in Isfahan, Iran, where there are some major nuclear facilities. So, again, I can't confirm this stuff. Isfahan is here, south of Tehran, away south of Tehran. There's Isfahan there.
Oh, I got lots of new footage. Hang on. I don't know if it's new, but I haven't seen it. to Israel. Look at that. Holy cow. That building's destroyed. I think it's one we've already seen, probably. Yeah, we saw this one.
Non. Mon chien. Non. Mon chien.
Attack on. This is Tel Aviv. That's the same one we just saw. Same area, different video.
מאוד תושבים יקרים, אנחנו פה בזירת ארץ מורכבת מאוד. הסכנה הכי גדולה כרגע, מעבר למה שנקרא כרגע, זה אלפי אנשים שהגיעו לכאן סקרנים וסקרניות. שעלולים ליפול כאן סכנת חיים. מעבר לכך, שאתם מסכנים את החיים שלכם.
Turn this. Oh wait, I'm gonna turn this off for just a second. I'm still gonna be on at the computer talking, so I'm gonna just turn it off for a second. Look at that, man. That is insane. How much money do you think's going up in the air right now? Right there. How much money was that? In 10 seconds. This is why the industrial complex is so freaking rich. What's going on here? If you're watching World War III footage about Israel,
hold on. The Iranian nuclear program is going to be destroyed, and anyone who gets in the way, it doesn't matter where they are, even if they are politicians in the West, they are going to fall, because we cannot afford.
Hold on, did you hear what he just said? He threatened politicians in the West that if they don't agree with Israel's war against Iran, that they're going to fall. And remember, he's an Israeli agent. Are you saying Israel will murder politicians in the West or get rid of them politically through bribery or whatever else? What do you mean the politicians in the West will fall if they don't agree to back Israel's war against Iran?
Yeah, we will not vote for them anymore.
Oh, well, you don't vote for them now. You're not in our country. What do you mean the politicians will fall?
We live in democracy, and we have the right to bring them up and to bring them down. Those who agree with Ayatollah, we don't want them in office. And all the sympathizers with terrorists like yourself, we don't want them even to be in our country.
Who is we, and how are you bringing down politicians in the West if they dare to defy Israel? Tell me how you're bringing them down.
I already answered you that.
Are you going to murder them, or are you going to bribe them? Or are you going to bribe someone else? Who are you going to do?
Oh, sorry, it's gonna be right after Mario. I think I might already have it on PlayStation, but right now I have the Switch hooked up, so can't check, but I mean I could easily check, but I'll wait until I hook the switch it back over to PlayStation.
It's
really
the Wall
nothing
Street
going on
Journal in
anymore.
2024. This is before the latest Israeli attacks said U.S. officials estimate that Iran has more than 3,000 ballistic missiles. But, I mean, if Israel is targeting them and, you know, they use up 100 or so on an attack, that's a fair amount of their missiles. You don't want to run out if you're Iran.
I saw reports that said the reason why they went in is because excuse me. It said the reason that they went in is because there was some reports that all of the uranium was being moved to Tehran and they was building some kind of dirty like bomb or something with it, or like some kind of like archaic bomb is what they called it. I think they was going to deploy it, like trying to smuggle it or something. Has been gold on. Sure wish I had that. Look at that. 43,571. Earlier it was at 90,000. Be nice.
Hearing maybe some call to prayer there.
That wouldn't be now at 4 o'clock, right?
I'll get you a little summary of what's been going on.
But maybe it goes off an hour before. I don't know how it works.
If you give me a moment.
I believe the Mossad took care of the uranium issue. Yeah, I knew it was 5 times a day. I just didn't think it was that early. I thought it started at 5. But it might be that it's
Let me give you a little summary here. AP says Iran retaliated Friday by unleashing scores of ballistic missiles on Israel. After Israel launched blistering attacks on the heart of Iran's nuclear and military structure Friday. A barrage, it said, was necessary before Iran got any closer to building a nuclear weapon.
Pre-dawn. Okay. So pre-dawn,
Israel's military said around
midday,
200 aircraft were
afternoon,
involved in
sunset,
the initial
night.
attack on about 100 targets in Iran. Its Mossad spy agency reportedly positioned explosive drones and precision
Yeah.
weapons
So
inside
they're
Iran
probably
ahead
just-
of time and used them to target Iranian air defenses and missile launchers
So that's
near
just the
Tehran,
windows opening.
according to two
Okay,
security
that's what
officials.
That's interesting.
Among the key sites Israel has attacked was Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility in Natanz, where black smoke could be seen rising into the air. It also appeared to strike a second, smaller nuclear enrichment facility in Fordo, about 60 miles southeast of Tehran. Israel also said it had struck a nuclear
Have
research
you
facility in
seen any
Isfahan,
of the Lies of P
and
DLC
said
yet?
it
Have you
had
watched
destroyed
it?
dozens of radar installations and surface-to-air missile launchers in western Iran. The UN nuclear chief said the above-ground section of Iran's Natanz enrichment facility was destroyed. The main centrifuge facility underground at Natanz did not appear to have been hit, but the loss of power
Russia
that came
responds
from
to
the strikes
strikes.
on the
An
above-ground
allied
section
Russian
could
President
have
Vladimir
damaged the
Putin said
infrastructure
that
there, he said.
a full-scale war in the Middle East is possible following Israel's airstrikes.
An official, where is it here?
Targeting critical nuclear facility and military infrastructure and what appears to be
An
the
Israeli
most
military
significant-
official told
most significant. Where's that? What appears to be the most significant assaults on Iranian soil since Iran-Iraq war of the 1980s. Iran's foreign minister said the strikes were tantamount. I don't know how that say that word. To a declaration of war. In a letter to the United Nations, Iranian state media reported. Vice President, Speaker of Russia, Upper House Parliament, and head of the Foreign Affairs Committee made clear that Moscow would stand by its ally, Iran. Israel's actions cannot be justified from a legal, political, military, and moral point of view. Who in the world are they talking to? The only hope, a bit illusionary, of avoiding full-scale war, is consolidated condemnation of this operation in the international community. Oh, come on. They had no business saying anything. I'll say that for later. Keep that for later. I use the hell out of some ChatGPT. Israel just executed the most far-reaching decapitation strike in the history of Iran. Within hours, targeted airstrikes had eliminated Iran's top military planners. General Mohammad Bagheri, General Amir Ali Hajizadeh, and General Ali Rashid. Simultaneous missile development facilities and key military coordination nodes were targeted, serving some of Iran's communication links with proxy networks in Syria and Iraq. And yet, the man at the apex of the system, the Ayatollah, was not targeted. To some observers, this admission might seem inexplicable, but martyring Calamini. Oh, so that's why Calamini would have produced explosive consequences far beyond the battlefield. Under Iran's constitution, the death of the supreme leader triggers an emergency succession process managed by the Assembly of Experts. Since the March 2024 elections, this body has been dominated by clerics aligned with the hardline factions. Their candidate would likely be whatever, Calamini, the supreme leader's son, and behind the scenes enforcer. But faces a problem. He lacks the religious credentials necessary for the role. He has never issued a formal legal opinion, never taught in the traditional seminaries of whatever that says, and has never been accepted as a senior clerical authority. In Shia Islam, legitimacy must be earned through decades of scholarship and peer recognition. It is not inherited with a monarchy. Had Israel killed Khamenei, this would likely have fast-tracked and legitimized his rise. Absent that, it would be very controversial. Grand Ayatollah Ali, whatever that says, in Iraq, for example, has long rejected Iran's system of having a cleric as a political ruler. Yeah, that's pretty smart, I guess. I mean, because the old man, and what's he gonna do? He ain't doing nothing anyway. Might as well not, like, because that would, like, rally everybody if you kill the supreme leader. It's hard. Oh, yeah, that game was hard. That game wasn't easy at all. No, that game wasn't easy at all. I've never played a game as hard as the first Berserker Kazan, though. That game pissed me off so bad. Russia won't stand beside Iran. Russia really doesn't want to provoke us. See, the thing is, here's the thing, is that Iran has been helping Russia in their war, and they're going to expect Russia to help them, like provide weapons and stuff like that, but Russia can't provide them any weapons. Russia, or it's going to cause Russia to have to stop the war in Ukraine if he wants to back them. He's not going to be able to do both of that. I don't think any country other than the U.S. is set up to fight two military conflicts at the same time. Like, the U.S. is set up to fight two major conflicts, like one with in the Atlantic and one in the Pacific at the same exact time. On two different continents at the same time. It's crazy. Like, they could be fighting a whole deal in the Middle East and a whole deal with China and Russia or something like that. Let's see what old Steve's talking about now. That's what I'm saying, yeah. I agree with you. I don't think he can help.
The Institute for the Study of War came out with a new report on this conflict today. Might take a look at some of what they have to say. I always like their reports. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be an explanation for this. Is this maybe some kind of, maybe it's not the correct tracking? That's my guess. Iranian airspace is closed. So there's a plane right here, and it says Cargo Lux, Shanghai to Luxembourg. Oh no, guys, this is not being actively tracked. When you see on Flight Radar 24 the black dotted line, that means it is not being actively tracked by real-time info. It's just an estimate based on the previous info in the projected track. It's not colored. So it's not getting real-time information if it's not the colored line stretching out to it. Yeah, as Dan said, it's an estimated position. I'm sure they have a blog post about this on Flight Radar 24.
Oh, shit. Where is that? Iran?
Right here. I got it. Right here. Flight Radar 24. When an
just Tel
aircraft
Aviv?
is flying out of coverage, Flight Radar 24 will estimate the position of the aircraft for up to 4 hours. Estimations are displayed with a black trail on the map. And that's what you're seeing. A black trail on the map. That's an estimated position. So my guess is that it may have turned. Sean TV was saying maybe they turned off their transponder. I don't know, maybe. But I strongly is that it's not over there. I gotta say, also, last night we were covering this, Iranian state media was posting.
I think they're singing really loud like that so they don't hear the bombs. I think that's what they're doing. They're doing that so they don't scare, to keep everybody calm and not get everybody scared.
They seem to be less overtly propaganda.
And I bet the acoustics are very good inside there too.
And less, just all given that I have seen today, more than last night, I feel, a definite leaning towards very pro.
I have no idea what they're saying, but
So
it
I've
sounds
seen a
really
lot
pretty.
of posts by Iranian state media about how much damage these attacks have caused. They keep showing pictures of
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's really cool. I don't know what that was. Whoa, those are big. Those are bunker busting. Hey, that's what they're doing, ain't it? Hey, Macarena. Ain't that what they're doing? They're hitting the same place over and over. They're trying to they're trying to get underground. Dang, man, those are some big bombs going, and they kept getting bigger and bigger. Dang. Hey. That's a big old bomb right there. Holy cow. I think so, yeah. But I mean, they're just. Oh.
What?
We've seen all that. What the hell is this? I don't think so. Not anymore. We've seen that one. Oh, what's this? I ain't seen this before. Oh, they're trying to shoot him down. Whoa, this is a... Oh! Oh, whoa! Oh, no, what is it? That's fake. Is that right now? Really? Oh, that was my wife. This video claiming Iran shot down an Israel F-35 lacks independent verification and is likely not real. Iranian state media reported this on June 13, 2025, but Israeli sources, including IDF, deny any such losses. No credible evidence like wreckage or pilot capture. If I'm not mistaken, isn't this from a video game? Oops. Shit.
ने मिडनाइट स्ट्राइक के जरिए इसराइल को गहरे जख्म दिए। धमाकों की आवाज और घायलों की बढ़ती संख्या बता रही है इसराइल में ईरान ने कितने बड़े धमाके किए, पर ईरान ने ना रुकने की कसम खाई और साथ ही इसराइल के जवाबी हमले की धमकी पर इसराइल को और बड़ी चोट देने की धमकी दी।
इजरायली हमले का ईरान ने ऐसा जवाब दिया कि रात के अंधेरे में इसराइल के तेल अवीव और यरूशलेम सहित कई बड़े शहरों पर ईरान के मिसाइल्स कोहराम मचाते और धमाके करते नजर आए। पर ईरान की माने तो बदला अभी पूरा नहीं हुआ है, क्योंकि ईरान के एक बड़े अधिकारी ने ऐलान किया है कि अगर इजराइल ने ईरान पर अब कोई जवाबी हमला किया तो तेहरान इजराइल में आर्थिक बुनियादी ढांचों और ऊर्जा स्रोतों पर ऐसा हमला करेंगे जो दुनिया देखेगी।
1987, okay.
हालांकि ईरान ने देर रात हमले में ही इजराइल को धुआं-धुआं करके अपनी ताकत दिखा दी है।
If I was another country,
तेल अवीव जिला पुलिस कमांडर के अनुसार इजराइल के दूसरे सबसे बड़े शहर में ईरान ने कई तरह के रॉकेट्स दागकर कई खास इमारतों को नेस्तनाबूद कर दिया।
Because I feel
बड़ी
like
बात
the
है कि
United
ईरानी सुप्रीम
States,
लीडर
like,
अली खामेनेई ने एक सोशल मीडिया पोस्ट के
they're
जरिए भी
not
साफ
going to take
संदेश दे
down
दिया
a
है
whole
कि
building
इजरायली
to get
सरकार
to
को
me.
उसकी
They're going to
गलती
send
यानी
like
ईरान पर हमले की बड़ी सजा
special
मिलकर
forces
रहेगी।
people in there
यानी
to
उधर
get me, or
नेतन्याहू
like a
ने हुंकार
missile
भरी
through
है
my
तो
window
इधर
or
खामेनेई
something
भी
just
पीछे
to
हटने
get
को
just
तैयार
me.
नहीं है।
You
युद्ध
know, like
भयंकर
they're
होने
not
वाला
going
है।
to take out the civilians if they can help it. Israel had a building in Iran I saw yesterday. It was a building laying on its side. And they just like leveled it. All we get is these little clips. Iran is reportedly considering closing the Strait of Hormuz and the Bab al-Mandeb, whatever, in response to Israeli attacks. Do they think they have the ability to do that? Oh yeah, I know the Mossad, man. They don't not play. Like I mean, there's no telling what they got in the US. Ready to just go off whenever they need it.
وسلامة المواطن الإسرائيلي
I
جنبا إلى
don't know what he's saying. They're flying here.
Okay. Go. Go. יא בני זונות. יו, אני בהלם. אני בהלם. אני בהלם. יו. אני בשוק. אני פאקינג בשוק.
Mossad hunted Nazis in
אני פאקינג בשוק.
Venezuela. Dang.
אוקיי.
Man, if that thing lands, I'm gonna. Oh man, that would have been a much better thumbnail. don't know if that's Iran or Israel. I don't see any writing anywhere. I was trying to see if I could see some writing. Is that writing on that glass right there? Can't tell. I think that's Iran. We saw that earlier. Hey, what's up, Spencer? How's it going? Not seeing you in a long time. Yeah, we're just watching this war going on right now. Could you imagine living there? That's the interceptor's going out.
Okay. יא בני זונות, יו אני בהלם, אני בהלם, יו, אני בשוק, אני פאקינג בשוק.
Man, he almost got hit. That was so close. So look what it looks like now. Let's look like, okay, right now it looks like that.
Okay. יא בני זונות, יו אני בהלם, יו, אני בשוק.
Oh, he went to a different spot though. Okay.
אני פאקינג בשוק.
Dang. That's crazy.
ממש.
This is down there. Oh, this is him going down there. Same guy.
נזק שלא ידענו של כמותו, וגוררים פה רכבים כמו שאפשר לראות. בבניין הזה פה ממש הרוס.
So what was the point of hitting that?
היה מצב כאן ברמת גן, לב רמת גן, אחד האירועים המשמעותיים מתחילת המלחמה. כוחות פיקוד העורף עובדים, אבל בלי ספק אירוע מאוד מאוד קשה.
I wonder what the point of hitting this was. Like, what was this? It doesn't look like it was anything. Like, it just looks like it was an apartment building.
Missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. Missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back, please, go back, please.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel. And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat. And so
they don't want them.
Missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back, please, go back, please.
You can understand.
Yeah, they don't want them showing that.
מאוד תושבים יקרים, אנחנו פה בזירת ארץ מורכבת מאוד. הסכנה הכי גדולה כרגע, מעבר למה שנקרא כרגע, זה אלפי אנשים שהגיעו לכאן.
Yeah, the Marines are there now,
יש
right?
גם עוד סכנות בתוך הזירה, ויותר חמור. כמעט בוודאות צפויים מטחים נוספים בקרוב. פיזור של אלפים שנמצאים כאן, סכנת נפשות. פגיעה נוספת ולא מרציפים שעלולים לקרות כאן, סכנת
They really
חיים.
hit this place hard.
שאתם מסכנים את החיים שלכם.
He's got an Israeli flag behind them. It'll take a while. I should just do it like this, maybe. A lot of times, it said F-16. They said F-16. Yeah, F-16 Fighting Falcon. Okay. It's possible. There was no video. All right, whatever.
الله أكبر 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 الله
They're just getting away from buildings, right? Ain't that why they gather in the stadiums like that? I think that's why they gather in stadiums like that, to get away from the buildings and things like that that's going to be getting attacked. Is this not Israel? It seems kind of different. That's their eggs. It's that same one we saw earlier. Oh, we got sirens? Oh, this is earlier tonight.
Then you can see the smoke coming up there. Wave 3, the replay from Wave 3. Sorry it took me so long to get that on the air.
Alright, here we go. Let's watch this. This is the Wave 3 replay. Sun's coming up in Haifa.
Oops, here we go. Here we go, right here. This is from Wave 3. Earlier.
That's that same one that we've been seeing from different angles. Because he's so far, that camera's so far away, you can tell from the sound not getting there. But that's that same hit. That was probably a hypersonic, I bet.
Yeah, guys, it literally says on the screen earlier tonight. I'll show that again. I'll show it again. Some people are saying there's an alert of some sort. Let me check the alert. Let me check it. Some people are saying there's an alert. I'm looking right now at the alert. I don't see anything on my SoFar app. I see nothing on the SoFar app. Oh, I think, hold on.
Oh.
We may have some more missiles coming. Hold on a second. Hold on.
What?
It's weird. Home Front Command says in the next few minutes some alerts are expected. So Israeli Home Front Command says there are alerts that are expected.
Breaking,
it's like
Israeli
a
Home Front
pre-alert.
Command has detected a launch
But the alerts
into
haven't
Israel.
happened yet. So
alarms will likely be
I haven't seen a
activated in the
statement
northern
yet
regions
from the
37
IDF
seconds ago.
yet. So
Oh, that's from World
I'll
Source
see
News,
what the
though.
IDF says.
Three minutes ago, due to the detection of missiles launched toward Israel, alerts may be activated in Upper Galilee, Lower Galilee.
Home Front Command, well, we don't have anything from IDF yet posted. They usually will post. I'm not seeing much about it in Israeli media.
Holy cow. That's 3 hours ago.
It's weird. Some people are claiming the IDF said something. I haven't seen an IDF post on it yet.
No.
Again, what's happened is Home Front Command has said, oh, Home Front Command has issued some alerts. Home Front Command just issued some alerts. Here they are, red alert. All right, so there's definitely red alerts. So more incoming now. That was probably missile alerts right there. So more incoming are happening right now.
What is it, about 8 minutes?
More incoming happening right now, according to so far and Israeli Home Front Command. So this is not earlier tonight. This is live. So
we'll stick here. We'll stay here with our buddy Steve Lookner at Lookner.
Rocket/missile alerts in Israel.
Can I do
possible Iran missiles?
Oh, I'm not a member. Sometimes I'll be in here and somebody will gift me a membership, but I'm not a member right now, so I've not been gifted a membership. So I gotta use
All right, hold on. So we have the Tel Aviv camera right there. We have the Jerusalem camera. We have the Haifa camera. Now,
I get it off there.
Takes a few minutes, but there are new alerts. Yes. So it sounds like there's more coming in. Well, we're going to keep an eye out right now. Hearing a plane, I think.
How many missiles does it take to get from Iran to Israel? 12 to 15 minutes. Cruise missiles, 2 hours.
Haaretz says
okay.
Iran launches 4th missile wave. The IDF now says more missiles from Iran on the way. More missiles from Iran. IDF.
Official IDF account.
IDF says Iran
1 minute ago,
launches
Israelis
more
are currently
missiles
running for shelter in northern Israel as sirens sound due to another missile launch from Iran.
IDF now. Okay,
This area.
so more missiles are incoming now. More missiles incoming now. Breaking news.
All right.
Okay, now we have the Jerusalem camera. So far, the alerts are northern Israel, I believe. The IDF says Israelis are running for shelter in northern Israel. But the IDF said this is a missile launch from Iran. So we have Haifa, that's northwestern Israel.
I wonder what it really looks like over the skies
Jerusalem
of.
Here. We have Tel Aviv here. All of these are live shots.
For some reason, I don't feel like.
Let me just see.
I don't feel like the U.S. They would be in a fight like that on that video,
Right.
with all that fire and stuff
Here we
going off
go.
like that, and them shooting them down like that. I feel like, unless they're wanting to be over the skies like that fighting. Another wave of missiles are on the way.
We're waiting for the missiles. That's what's happening. We're waiting for the missiles. We might see something on the Jerusalem cam. The Army
I
says...
wonder if they launch cruise or ballistics. I bet it's ballistics.
We are working to eliminate the threat.
Okay.
Follow the home front command instructions. It's at 4:45 a.m. in Israel.
So they're over there. They're above the sky right now, shooting them down.
Now, my So Far app doesn't have anything on it at the moment.
I think that's what probably that's where. I bet Israel's actually inside Iran doing missions and sorties inside Iran, and then probably the U.S. and the allied forces, NATO, is probably in the sky shooting the missiles down. I bet going toward Israel.
I actually have two cameras. If I need a second one, I have a second one from Jerusalem. There's that one.
So, hang on.
We are waiting to see what happens because Israel's military says there are more missiles on the way.
I don't care. I just want to look. So, hang on. Where are we at? There we go.
We have not seen anything on our cameras yet.
So,
I expect that we will hear sirens soon. Yeah, I believe it takes 10 to 12 minutes for ballistic missiles to get there.
Somebody's getting out of Dodge. Where is Tehran at on here?
If it's happening on one of the cameras, I'll make that camera big. I don't know which camera we might see things on yet. So
He spelled Tehran.
this Jerusalem, I think I want to move down. I think I should get things out of the sky. Because what's most likely to happen with Tel Aviv is that things will be in the sky.
So
let's keep an eye on the sky on the Tel Aviv cam up here. And again,
so
either
all
of
they
the
have
other
to do is
cameras,
go through
if something
Syria,
happens, I'll
really.
just make that the big camera.
Cross over Iraq, and then
Now, it doesn't take long to make it bigger, but
Iraq don't have any air
I
force,
think
right?
we want to keep that sky clear.
So they
That's
probably
where you're
do
going to
whatever they
see
want to
stuff
over Iraq.
first.
But they have to go over Jordan.
And I just
too,
don't
right?
know
No,
which
Jordan's
one
here.
we'll see anything on.
Okay. And they're probably going back and landing at
Nothing yet.
U.S. air bases in the
Nothing
region.
yet. Any chance it's a false alarm?
I don't think it's a false alarm. I think they're probably getting better at shooting them down each time. You know, I mean, every time that they start they shoot them, they're gonna get practice and they're gonna get better and better every time. Like I'm sure, like after every wave, they went back and they talked
haven't
about
seen
it.
anything yet.
They figured out what went good, what went
Nothing out of
bad,
the ordinary.
what they're gonna do next time. Switch this up, add another plane here. They're not gonna just sit back and keep doing the same thing if it's hidden.
Yeah, so it's for northern Israel, but I don't know where the camera in Jerusalem is posted. Jerusalem is in theory close. Haifa is in northern, but it's on the western side of the country, not the eastern. But right now, my SOFAR map doesn't have any alerts on it. But sometimes the sirens just start, and then it all happens very fast. So again, the IDF has said that a fourth wave is coming.
9 minutes ago. So it should start sounding the little sirens any minute.
But also, you know, it's possible that maybe they'll end up... I feel like the third wave, they said it was going to be one place, and then it was... Well, hold on. I don't know if that's an alert or not. Well, all I can do is look at the cameras we have. Still not seeing anything. If I need it, there's also a Bethlehem.
Our jets are probably coming from... Oh, yeah, for sure our jets are.
I got my eyes on that.
Yeah, we're not going to have our jets
so far,
anywhere
nothing
near
on our cameras. So far,
those bases right now. There might be a few jets on the bases, but there's not going to be not many. And the expensive ones are saying that at
now this is paused,
Garcia.
So I got to reset this.
Diego Garcia.
Now this is paused, so I got to reset this.
Unless they're in the sky. Could be in the sky, but it's probably daylight. It's daylight in Iran now. I wonder, is it harder for the U.S. to see the missiles, or does it even matter in the daylight than it does at dark? Or will they just use thermal and it don't matter?
Breaking news! Home Front Command says you can leave the protected area, but you must stay near it. Hey guys, Home Front Command now says you can leave the protected area, but you must stay near it. So are there no missiles?
Or did they go after... They didn't go after a base, did they? They better not have went after a U.S. base.
Did they land somewhere else? So what is happening with this? Was it a false alarm? Did they shoot the missiles down? Was it just a couple missiles? Oh, interceptions? Were there interceptions, maybe? trying to figure this out. But again, on Telegram, they posted...
There's no comprehensive real-time data confirming the safety status of all U.S.
Oh, in the following areas. They had a bunch of areas, and they said you can leave the protected area, but you must remain near it. So anyways, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe there were some missiles that got shot down. Maybe they all got intercepted. But I don't think the Home Front Command would say you can leave if they thought there was an imminent wave of missiles coming in. Trey Yink says sirens are sounding east of Haifa, but I don't know where he's getting that from. I don't know that he's there. Maybe he's just seeing it online. Yeah, so...
2024. Oh, pinned.
IDF just said you can leave your protected spaces. IDF says you can leave your protective spaces. Okay? So it looks like whatever the alert is over.
Well, Iran's a much bigger country, too. Looking at this, Iran's a much bigger country than Israel, with all the missiles coming to the size of New Jersey.
Okay? That is from IDF and Home Run Command. They just posted that. So I don't know what happened, but the IDF just posted, following the situational assessment, the Home Front Command published that it is now permitted to leave protected spaces and to remain near them. So it sounds to me like they've taken care of whatever was happening, or it's over for the time being. Faytuck's News posted what he says is footage of an interception. Where was that from? Hold on a second here.
Hamas leader, Smollah's martyred in direct clashes with the Israeli occupied, blah, blah, blah.
So maybe whatever it was got intercepted. I'll post a link to Faytux's. Is that the latest one? Or is that the one before?
That's that same one that missile comes down in it.
I don't even know. Maybe it was one missile launched or something, you know? Well, anyways.
Oh, they're just screen recording anyway.
IDF. People can leave protected spaces. I don't even know what to say. IDF says Israelis can leave protected spaces after missile alert. That's what I'm going to say. Hey, less missile attacks means less damage and injuries, which is good. But I would like to find out what happened. Exactly. The IDF didn't say exactly what happened yet. There's a number of videos that appear to show an interception. I posted the one from Faytux in the chat.
Yeah. I don't know. There's not a lot going on anymore. It was really banging earlier today, wasn't it? While I was at work, I couldn't keep up with it because I was doing stuff.
So, you know, maybe it was one missile or something.
See what else we can find.
We begin this morning with a Fox News alert. Overnight,
shit.
Israel launching sweeping strikes against Iran, targeting its nuclear facilities, military sites, and top commanders.
Several Iranian military leaders and nuclear scientists believed to be dead, and right now Israel is beginning to intercept drones sent from Iran in retaliation. But Israel says this is just the beginning of their operation.
Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. Tonight,
I mean, you can't blame them that much for that, can
Israel
you?
backs those words with action.
Let's be honest.
You are watching a special 4 a.m. edition of Fox and Friends First on this Friday morning. I'm Carly Shimkin.
And I'm Todd Pyro. Alex
Well,
Hogan
they're not
live
happy to
in
be there.
Israel joins us now with the
4
very latest.
a.m.
Alex.
Hi, Carly and Todd. Israel says that it has identified as many as 100 drones launched by Iran heading toward Israeli airspace. And Israel says that it has started to at least attempt to shoot down some of those drones.
I guess Iran is really big, so it's harder to defend. But it seems like every time that something comes towards Israel, Israel knows about it. Meanwhile, Israel is building bases in Iran, and Iran doesn't know about it.
Syrian airspace as Jordan is attempting to take down some of the drones that are above its airspace. At the same time, we just got this new alert from Israel's home command urging people that they do not need to stay as close to shelters as they had been in the previous hours, indicating that Israel and the Israeli Defense Force believe at this point that they will be able to take out the incoming threat as we await what could be these waves of drones sent over anytime this hour. All of this follows what happened earlier this morning when Israel says it targeted
USA intelligence
the heart
with Israel, best intelligence
Iran's
in the world.
nuclear
Yeah, but it's, like,
capabilities
not
in an
even
operation
close.
it calls Rising Lion.
Yeah, it's not even remotely
The Jewish
close.
state refuses to be a victim of a nuclear holocaust perpetrated by the Iranian regime. I've made it clear time and again, Israel will never allow those who call for our annihilation to develop the means to achieve that goal. When someone comes to kill you, rise and act first.
I saw this.
This is
I saw
exactly what
this,
Israel has done today.
speech.
We have risen like lions to defend ourselves.
That was a speech
Israel says it used
to the
more than
U.S.
200
people
fighter
too.
jets to hit over
Because-
100 targets across Iran.
Because if you was watching that speech, it was like he didn't speak in Hebrew at all. The whole speech, I didn't hear, unless they did like a whole nother one and said the same thing. But I don't think he did. I think it was a complete address to the U.S. I mean, because it was in English, so what? It was to U.S., U.K., and New Zealand and Australia.
In Iran,
People
multiple
in South
explosions were
Africa or
heard
something?
near the Natanz nuclear power facility. There are reports this morning
It's not
that
wrong.
center.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if Trump said that about a country threatening America, I think a lot of people would be saying, "Yeah, true, do it."
has been completely destroyed, although the International Atomic Energy
let's be
Agency says that
honest.
there has been
But
no
Iran does
increase
say that.
in the
Iran says
radiation
death to
levels
America
at that
like all the
facility.
time.
Fires broke out across
Or
Iran.
civilian
Iranian state
casualties?
media
I don't
today say
know.
that 3 military commanders in the Iranian regime were killed. 6 nuclear scientists were
Wow.
also killed. And Washington quickly responding. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio saying, quote, "We are not involved in strikes against Iran, and our top priority is protecting American forces in the region."
For
and
sure.
President Trump also telling our Brett Baer, quote, "Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb, and we are hoping to get back to the negotiation table. We will see." There are several people in leadership that will not be coming back. It was around
several people that aren't going to be negotiating again. And why is that?
around 3 a.m. this morning when sirens
They said
blared
no,
across
so they're no
Israel,
longer with
waking up
us.
millions of
Bring the
people,
next
telling
guys
them
up.
to get into
Come talk to
shelters as
us.
quickly as possible. The defense
Dare
minister
'em to say
quickly
no.
declared a special state of emergency after this elaborate strike, again anticipating that there would be
Negotiators were
this
killed. Yep,
Iranian
that's
attack.
right.
The IDF is also mobilizing thousands of troops as well as reservists because of this incoming strike that we are expecting. But there is, of course, that caution that we are hearing
has
from
no
Home
idea what
Front
she's
Command.
talking
Somebody
about.
says, for example, how many think would agree if we bombed all the cartel leaders in Mexico? I mean, as far as I know, Sicario was so popular they made a second one. So, I mean, I think that pretty much says a lot by itself.
And that people can stay a little bit further away from shelters, not gathering in any public places. It is the weekend. Normally, we would see this area, Carly and Todd, packed with people.
yeah.
No one is here except for people who have been going out to get groceries and stock up on water. Carly, Todd.
Yeah, getting all the essentials. And Alex, it is welcome news that you just reported that Israel does think that they can take out those 100 drones that Iran launched towards Israel so that people can potentially move about more freely than what they may have previously expected today. But the Israeli
Yeah, and they
people
already said by this point, now they're able to just go out. Like, they didn't even say you have to be under shelter anymore. I mean, there might be a third wave of bombs, but it seems like that's not even going to happen at
Well,
this
Alex, as
point.
you know, they've been through so much. This war in Gaza now over 600 days old. So now that you're on the ground in Israel, what can you tell us about how this strike is being received by the Israeli people?
Well, they're probably happy.
Well, this came as quite a shock. Of course, people who have lived here, people who are from here, they are used to going to the shelters. They are used to hearing the sounds of sirens, getting those alerts that we receive on our phones, telling us exactly what is happening
watch that
and
movie.
who is
Sicario,
launching a
I'm
strike,
looking at.
whether that is coming from Hamas, if it was Hezbollah previously before the ceasefire up in the north, or the Houthis in Yemen. When people went to the shelters this morning, it wasn't until later that they received the notification from the government that this was in fact in anticipation of an Iranian response after their preemptive strike. So there is a level of exhaustion that people are feeling after being at war for so long and now seeing something potentially escalate. There's also the feeling at the same time.
That's the way I think a lot of Americans feel. Like, I've seen a tremendous amount of American sentiment, like today and yesterday on the internet, where
Because we
how
don't
many
wanna
of
go
you
back to
guys
war.
saw the memes? I ain't fucking dying for Israel.
Haven't seen
Like,
that.
I've seen like fucking 50 of these memes. But there's a lot, and they're popular too. A lot of people feel that way.
Among
It ain't a
Israelis
meme,
that
it's the truth. I mean, I agree.
haven't actually seen them, but
I mean, with the amount of drone warfare and the amount of technology we have, why the fuck would we send our people over there? It's ridiculous.
they believe that this needed to happen to prevent Iran from developing their nuclear capabilities even
I
further.
agree.
Of course, this also comes at the same time as we were expecting to see more negotiations take place. Of course, those will not be taking place in the same way that there had been hopes that they would. Diplomatically, of course, we expect to see more conversations to try to bring people back to the negotiation table and bring down the temperature here in the Middle East.
Well, not back to the negotiation table. We'll bring in new people to
Why
the
do they still
negotiation
make
table.
them
The old
hold
people
that?
aren't going to be able to come back.
Hey, what's up, Spencer? Welcome back.
Yeah, a little bit
Why
different.
do they still
attack,
make
but they
them
didn't feel
hold
like the
that
time is now,
microphone?
and that is why we
They
are
should
seeing
just
the
put like a
events
headset on or
unfolding
something.
as we did
Or
overnight.
have a clip microphone
Alex
like
Hogan
they
live
got.
for us in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, a little
Alex,
bit
thank
different.
you.
Yeah, they're on vacation.
Thanks.
Let's bring in Fox News contributor and former CIA station chief Dan Hoffman. Dan, it appears that the intel that went into planning this seems to be on par with those pager strikes. In other words, very targeted, very specific. A lot of work went into it prior to the ultimate strikes. What are you hearing from your sources in the intel community as to how Israel pulled this off?
No, it's an extraordinary intelligence success where Israel was able to fuse their intelligence collection and operations on the ground with military operations to target Iran's nuclear facilities, as well as the means that Iran would use to conduct retaliatory operations against Israel. Again, this is what Israel is known for, and the country wouldn't exist if they didn't have this incredibly sophisticated intelligence capability. It's an extraordinary...
It is impressive, I have to say, and I think even people that hate Israel have to say that it is impressive how effective they are.
That's cool. I don't ever play mine.
Success, and it's an ongoing success. Israeli operatives are on the ground inside Iran conducting covert operations even as we speak.
What will the outcome, Dan, of this be? Will this end the evil that is the Iranian Revolution that started in 1979? Do you think that this could lead to regime change? Or will, when the dust settles, will the region remain largely the same?
Well, that's certainly, a question that is worth...
If they kill the main guy, that Khamenei guy, then yeah, I think a change could happen. If this guy, if he's alive, though, it's not going to happen.
Of course not.
As long as he's alive, there's not going to be a change, I think. That's my guess.
Asking at this point, the other more immediate questions are whether Israel has taken out enough of Iran's nuclear program. We've been tracking Israeli strikes on Natanz.
The problem
as
is
well
the whole
as
army
Iraq,
and everything is all
and
like
potentially Isfahan, but it's
him.
Fordo, the underground facility that I think we need to be focused on as well. And I'm sure there will be questions in the coming hours today about whether Israel has been able successfully to target that site. Doing so through the air, very difficult, but Israel might have been using covert operations as well.
Yeah,
as for long-term regime change, it's certainly possible, but I think at this point we've got to be focused on what looks like an all-out war between these two countries.
Yeah, and to that point, the
IA... I mean, again, like I feel like, I mean, I'm not really, I mean, I don't know, right? I don't live there, but it seems like that guy is the icon of that entire regime. Yeah. Like he is the icon and the fucking like the I don't know, the main guy, right? He's the main guy of the regime. And so if he's there, then I don't think things are going to change. He's the image of it. Yeah, he's the complete figurehead. Absolutely. I mean, literally. People are walking around photos of him and shit like that.
There's no increased radiation levels at the Natanz nuclear site after Israel bombed it. Iranian authorities, though, Dan, have also informed the IAEA that the country's Bushehr nuclear power plant hasn't been targeted. So with that in mind, it does seem like there could potentially still be enriched uranium in Iran. And if that's the case, what do they do with it?
It's here.
Yeah, the Bushehr facility is a.
I think the reason for that is because So I heard them talking about this. I heard a thing about this. So that's very interesting, actually. So Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, all them, they're the only thing they're worried about with this attack, they basically was saying was that if they attack that nuclear site, it would leak into the Gulf here, and there was some river. I guess is it or some body of water. It might be this one. Maybe we have actual base right here. Actually, I knew somebody stationed there. I wonder if he's still stationed there because he wasn't on Discord, and he's usually on Discord. But But anyway, I read I watched a video and they was talking about that, and they was like, it would destroy their water supply if that happened. I'm not really sure where that is though. But yeah, they was really worried about it getting into the ground.
The civilian facility that the Russians helped to build. And that is the question. Iran is in violation. The IAEA said that Iran was in violation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. They've got...
Who could have guessed? What a shock. Wow.
Over 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. No country would have that if they didn't want to develop a nuclear program. And so that is going to be a key issue for Israel and for the international community writ large to verify that Iran no longer has a nuclear capability. And that's what this war is all about for Israel.
Carly asked the question, or at least highlighted Alex Hogan speaking about the question of why now? We've been talking about Iran potentially weaponizing
a dirty bomb,
a nuclear
like
weapon for
bomb.
years now. And based upon your sources in the intel community, because I know you're still really tapped into these folks, was the worry, or can you presume that the worry was from Israel that Iran did get really close or acquired that capability to arm a nuclear weapon that could bring massive death and destruction to Israel?
Of course they'd be able to do it eventually.
Look, Iran is a nuclear threshold state, and so there's a confluence, I think, of events here that we've seen. The United States...
I mean, if you were the crazy people in Iran, would you want to make a nuclear bomb? Abso-fucking-lutely. You're surrounded by enemies. You have some of the most powerful enemies in the entire world. You need some form of mutually assured destruction so you don't get killed.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, they're going to try to make a bomb. Obviously, anyone would. Yeah, anybody in their position would do that.
Gave Iran every opportunity to negotiate a way out of this crisis.
But they are the idiots. If they really wanted a bomb, and they was really playing the long game, then why didn't they just appease the U.S. and Israel? You know what I'm saying? Like, just appease them for 10 years or however long it takes you to get this thing up and running. Appease them, make them happy, be friends with them, do trade with them, you know, be buddy with them, and then get the bomb. Then you can break ties and you can make your true colors come out. That's what they really should. I mean, if you think about it, they was too open about killing, death to America, death to Israel, death to the big Satan, little Satan, all that stuff. So
crisis. President Trump had said that he had a roughly 2-month deadline and negotiations had taken place, but it was quite clear that Iran was playing for time and was defiantly opposing any real resolution to this growing crisis. The United States,
I think the implication was that they were just fucking people around to buy for more time with the negotiations, but they never had any intention to negotiate in the first place. And because of that, that's the reason why these attacks happened.
It was willing
or were allowed
to eliminate the sanctions, the onerous sanctions that have crippled Iran's economy in return for Iran giving up their nuclear program, and they never would do that. Simultaneously, Israel had taken out Iran's air defenses a year ago and has decimated Iran's proxy terrorists, which is a means for Iran to mount retaliatory operations. And so I think Israel...
I mean, it's insane. Like, they killed all of the people that were the leadership of these terrorist organizations. They killed all of them. Basically all of them, and all of their icons. And then they took out their fucking Air Force, and now they're bombing the facilities directly, and they're attacking the actual scientists and the military leaders directly and killing them. So it seems like this is a multi-year plan that seems like it's working out in their favor.
Yes. So far it's worked. This one's going to be the toughest one, though.
Ayatollah?
I think that the reason why they haven't killed their main leader, what do you think the probability is that Israel could have killed Khamenei? Like, I think 100%.
Yeah, they could
guaranteed they could fucking do that. Why did they not do that? Probably because they're afraid that by killing him, it could make him a martyr and it could alienate the country.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
We just read
guessing.
that earlier, actually.
I don't know.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah, but like that's my best. It's a warning shot. Yeah, it's the optics of it. Yeah, not the right time. Yeah,
not to martyr him.
He's in a bunker.
Exactly
Wait,
right.
he's in a bunker now.
Best chance to eliminate Iran's nuclear program. This is not something that Israel wanted to do, but I don't think they felt like they had any other choice, that this was an existential threat to Israel. And if you look at some of the strikes that Israel has launched on Iran, it's not just against Iran's nuclear program, it's against their missile capability, their nuclear scientists, as well as the head of the IRGC, Hossein Salami. It's just an extraordinary wave of strikes designed to decimate Iran's, not just their nuclear capability, but also their military writ large.
Yeah, Benjamin Netanyahu said in his address last night, imagine 10,000 tons of TNT landing on a country the size of New Jersey. This is an intolerable threat.
I think that's actually the reason why it alienated a lot of American watchers by seeing that address, is that I think it bothers a lot of Americans. And this is, again, I'm speaking for people, but this is, again, my vibe check from what I've seen on the internet. I think a lot of people don't like the fact that Israel seems to directly and intentionally propagandize towards the American people in order to make them sympathetic towards Israel by speaking their language, using metaphors that they would understand, like New Jersey, etc. And this alienates, and it puts a lot of people in America on edge because, again, we just got out of a 20-year war in the Middle East. We don't want to go back. And I think that's the way a lot of people feel, too. And I think also this is...
To me, that's the key, is going back and being in another 20-year war, not him speaking the language and stuff. I prefer him speaking the language so I don't have to read the stupid subtitles. That's my preference, to be honest with you. But anyway, I agree. We don't want to go to another the Afghanistan war and all that. At the time, when the towers got hit, that it made sense, it seemed. But to be bogged down there that long. But Israel wouldn't have been bogged down there that long. They would have went in there and took care of business. But we try to be so politically correct with it, and they was hiding in the mountains, so it is what it is.
Combined with 2 years now of a lot of coverage of bad things that Israel has done in regards to Palestine as well. So you put all of these things together, and you're going to have a lot of people that are just inherently distrustful and negative towards the Israeli government. You guys see what I'm saying? And I think, and then there's one more element.
I think
of this
that's
I'm not
the key.
about.
Is I think
the last element of it that I think is also extremely important is the fact that, I mean, it seems very, very odd the amount of politicians that seem to do what Israel wants. I think that there's a lot of people that makes them very uncomfortable. Americans, because it's again, we're acting in the best interest of Israel. AIPAC, yeah, exactly, right? And let me see if I can pull this up and show you guys just as an image for it. And this is it's a bit of a self-report, but and I don't want to derail too much, but I just want to show you guys this because I think that I'm trying to put together the pieces of why this happens. And so you saw this post right here, and this is a post from yesterday that I saw. Prime Minister of Israel, it was also not for nothing that the American administration has taken a step together with us in recent years. We have promoted laws in most U.S. states which determine that strong action is to be taken against whoever tries to boycott Israel. This is from 2020, and I didn't...
Wait. It was also not for nothing that the American administration has taken this step together with us. In recent years, we have promoted laws in most U.S. states which determine that strong action is to be taken against whoever tries to boycott Israel. Oh, that's 2020. Okay. 2020. He's just resharing it. How are Americans okay with this? It was also not for nothing that the American administration has taken this step together with us. In recent years, we have promoted laws in most U.S. states which determine that strong action is to be taken against it. I don't know. I didn't know about it, to be honest with you.
Verify this to be true. So like this could be a fake tweet. But either way,
that is
you know,
true
you see
also.
something like this and like basically them self-reporting.
Let's see.
That they're trying.
This tweet appears to be edited or fabricated. Here's a red flag suggesting it's not authenticated. Not authentic. Font and formatting. The text doesn't match Twitter's typical font rendering. It looks slightly off, especially the placement of punctuation and line breaks. Timestamp format. 1:25 p.m. to 12:20 from Earth is highly suspect. Twitter does not display from Earth. It shows locations like from iPhone, from Android, or a geotag city if enabled. I think I've seen it say it from Earth before. Blue highlighting. The tweet has strange blue dots and highlighting, which looks like annotations or edits overlaid on the image. No, that's where they was highlighting it. Content tone. While Israel has supported anti-boycott, divestment, and sanction laws in U.S., official diplomatic accounts usually avoid language like strong action against whoever. The phrasing seems unusually confrontational for verified government account. Huh, interesting. See if I can find it on the Wayback Machine. But they find the original on the official Israeli. Here's what it actually on their timeline. A real tweet from Israel Prime Minister dated around the February 20th says, "It was also not for nothing that the American administration has taken this step together with us. In recent years, we have promoted laws in most U.S. states which determine that strong action is to be taken against whoever tries to boycott Israel." So it is. Yeah, it's not the same tweet, but anyway, that's interesting.
To advocate for and change our laws intentionally, right? I mean, and this is going to alienate and bother a lot of Americans because we don't want to be propagandized by a foreign government. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter, like, what, like it being Israel is irrelevant. I think this is just a universal viewpoint.
And it must be stopped, which is exactly what they're aiming to do in this operation they've
So, yeah,
dubbed Operation
that's
Rising
it.
Lion, that is expected to last for the next 2 weeks. Dan, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks. Have a good
Is
morning.
that accurate, do you guys think?
All right, let's bring in Chief Editor for the Middle East Forum, Jim Hansen. Jim, good morning to you. What is your assessment of the success of this Israeli strike?
Yeah.
It's amazing from my perspective. I don't see how you can look at the amount of damage they've done, the decapitation strikes to their military, taking out a lot of the air defenses so they can do follow-on missions, and apparently no losses of aircraft or anything on their side.
Yeah, it's clean sweep.
Wait, did they launch
And
new
honestly,
missiles?
it makes, I mean, I don't know how, like, if I was an Iranian, I would think my government was full of retards. It's pathetic.
It's a long way from a finished game.
Let's be
but
honest.
This is one heck of a start for Israel to take out the most dangerous enemy in that region.
Jim, is the Ayatollah next on the target list to really facilitate regime change?
I think he has always been on the target list, and I'm sure they went at him last night, and I don't know that he's been seen. So I'm sure if he's alive, he's hiding.
No, they're not. They don't want to kill him. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think they want the people to turn against him, or they just want him to die. I mean, the dude took over. I mean, he had gray hair when he took over. This was like fucking 40 years ago. He's got to be in his 80s, right? He gonna be dead soon. Like, he's 88 years old. Yeah, 86. Yeah, I mean, you know, things like this have a way of working themselves out. So of course they don't want to. Of course they don't want to have that happen.
I'm gonna pause this one for a second. It seems like there might be some more missiles that's launched. It's not clear for me yet. "14 minutes ago." That was 15 minutes ago, but ballistic missiles. But maybe they're shooting them down. Maybe they got more and more planes in the air, probably. Or using the Golden Dome.
I do not know. What is that thing? Is this something?
What, something?
I didn't. I mean, I see that thing on the Haifa stream, but Haifa is in northern Israel. So maybe that's something else. Because I'm not aware of activity there at the moment, but I don't know. Oh, water drop on the camera. Probably is a water drop on the camera. That's a good guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good guess. That's probably due. Or just a little bit of rain. Kind of cloudy there. I wonder if that's making it more difficult for them to intercept, or they're using straight thermal.
This is the third straight warning. I feel like they would have gotten here by now. Maybe they're in another part of the country. Maybe they got shot down. I'm not seeing any updates at this point. Hearing of possible injuries and damage from the latest strikes, but I don't have confirmation, so I'll look and see what I can find. By the way, Times of Israel says that the IDF says that about an hour ago, the IDF says it downed 3 drones apparently launched from Yemen about an hour ago. Well, I haven't seen anything from this new batch yet. There might have been interceptions. Khan News says a missile from Iran hit buildings in central Israel, injuring 9 people slightly. This is from one of these recent barrages. Again, Khan News says a missile from Iran hit buildings in central Israel, injuring 9 people slightly at the scene. Look, we got the sun coming up. The sun is coming up, guys. The sun is coming up. Al Arabiya reports extensive damage. Al Arabiya reports extensive damage to 4 buildings south of Tel Aviv, and rescue teams are searching for missing persons among the rubble. Is that from earlier this evening, or is that from that just happened? I don't know. I don't know. But we do have the sun coming up.
Sorry about that.
Do you guys want to see the sunrise full screen? Somebody wanted to see this full screen.
That was a pretty cool sunrise.
Is this what you want to see full screen? This is Haifa.
So into my junk.
Hold on a second. I want to make sure that there's no... It's been a while since that last alert. I would be surprised if the missiles from the last alert were still on their way. Okay, guys, I have an update for you. Manny Fabian of Times of Israel says several people are wounded and a number of homes are heavily damaged by an Iranian ballistic missile impact in central Israel.
Oh, wow. So we just don't have video of it.
Manny Fabian says 10 people have light to moderate injuries in central Israel from a missile impact, ballistic missile impact, and a number of homes are heavily damaged. We might get a video of the aftermath. I'm going to actually put this small again. Hold on. I need just 1 minute. I need 1 minute. Hold on. The IDF says... the IDF now says you can leave your protected area, but you should continue to stay close, okay? So, the IDF says...
Okay, so it's over with.
You can leave your protected area. So it looks like the latest round is over. Injuries and damage reported from new Iranian missiles. I know I have a typo. I gotta say a couple thank yous, but give me one. I'm coming right back. I need like 1 minute. I just need to take 1 minute.
I'm trying to do something. A second. If you could send a whole...
Okay, I just need a minute. I'm coming right back. Just give me a minute. I'm coming right back, and we'll continue our coverage.
All right. Looks like not a lot going on here. We're gonna go ahead and hit this. We'll finish this real quick, and then we'll move on. To
he may be dead, and he may be a follow-on target. I think what Israel needs to look at right now is how much damage they've done, and they'll get a good look at that during the daylight hours now. Pick their next targets and go ahead and ensure that whatever Iran does, it remains asymmetric. Iran's not an expeditionary military, so they can attack via what's left of their proxies after Iran took out, or Israel took out most of them. But there's not a lot they can do as far as rolling tanks or anything like that. It'll be terrorist attacks, missile strikes, and drones.
Yeah, the Supreme Leader promising a harsh punishment for the attack, but again, we don't know if that came from a proxy or somebody else writing it.
And you know, I was wondering, Jim.
Of course they're going to say that. They're going to say that they're going to wipe out Israel. There's going to be consequences. God's reign is coming.
Blow up all the missile
stuff,
he
will judge you harshly, and like the hammer of God. Like, yeah, of course they're going to say all of this stuff, but what the fuck? Like, I mean, yeah, you're sliding and talking shit. Like, yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't think people are going to take it that seriously.
We've seen a lot of, over the past few years, protests inside Iran, people inside Iran who also want regime change. So how do you think the Iranian people right now are viewing this strike that took out some military sites and military commanders as well?
The Iranian people do not like their leadership. The amount of support is less than 20 to 25% for the regime.
Jesus. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so glad. And you know what, really?
That is actually good news.
This is one of the really big things that's caused this to happen is the fucking internet. It's because these guys from Iran can get on the internet and they can see, and this is all over the world, right? They can get on the internet and they can be like, damn, wait, what the fuck? And that, I think, changes everything. Except China? Nah, dude, my understanding with China is that people use VPNs in China and they're against the law in China in the same way that weed is against the law in America. Yeah, right.
The rest of the Iranian people understand that the Islamic Republic, the Ayatollahs, have left them behind the rest of the free world. So they wouldn't mind at all to have a change in government. Now, can they get that together based on this and in the chaos that comes? That's possible, and I hope it does happen. I hope that they do change their government.
I will say that if Israel keeps killing their military leaders, eventually they will destabilize the government enough to where the government can no longer govern the people. Eventually, that will happen.
Yep. It's,
thing that could
I bet
happen
it's not far.
is
I
a
bet it's not
succession
far from
battle.
happening.
The supreme leader, if he's alive, is very old and feeble. He's going to die. There's already jockeying for position among the people who think they want to succeed him. If they start scrapping...
And I don't think any of the people that are going to take his position have the same type of figurehead status and, appeal that he did. Everybody there knows him.
And the Iranian people get their game together, we all might be better off with anyone but them in charge in that country.
I'm glad you opened the door to jockeying a position because, yes, they may be happening with regard to the ultimate leader of Iran, but it's also potential for happening who's in charge of the IRGC. Because
was the Middle East a mess before they took over? I'm going to ask ChatGPT, was Middle East a mess Yep. The Middle East was already a mess before the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran. That event definitely escalated tensions and shifted power dynamics, but the region had been unstable and conflict-prone for decades, arguably centuries. Here's a quick breakdown of the chaos before Iran became the Islamic Republic. Pre-1979 Middle East was powder keg, colonial, post-World War I, World War II. Colonial aftershocks, Israel's founding, 1956 Suez Crisis, 1967 Six-Day War, 1973 Kippur War. Okay, so then after that it was, well, that was with, but then this is Egypt and Iraq, Syria. So it really wasn't too much. A lot of stuff in like inside one country, like turmoil of like unrest and stuff, but not like cross fighting.
As we've reported, Salami, who replaced Qasem Soleimani, was killed last night. So, one, is there a name that you are looking for to step up and take that position? But a follow-on question is, who wants that position at this point, knowing that the
Bro, like, all right, yeah. So the last two guys got blown up by missile strikes that hit their apartment in a surgical strike that was planned from satellites. Who's next? Who wants to sign up next?
Israelis just wiped
out pepperoni next? Yeah.
Out basically the top four. Who wants to step up and take that position next?
Yeah, you look at Hezbollah's leadership chart with all those X's over the people who were running that operation. They're all dead. It's like the joke used to be that you don't want to be the number 2 guy for Al Qaeda in Iraq because we kept killing him. I don't know.
Yeah, they just keep getting them.
Yeah,
that anybody
I remember
wants
that.
it. And we heard that there was a strike on a meeting of IRGC leadership. So we don't even know who's left.
Listen to them celebrating extrajudicial killings. Like, I love
What'd
how
he say?
Like on a meeting of IRGC leadership. So we don't even know who.
Oh.
They keep getting them.
That anybody wants it. And we heard that there was a strike on a meeting of IRGC leadership. So we don't even know who's left.
Listen to them celebrating extrajudicial killings. Like, I love how you're trying to like intellectualize the idea of killing a literal militaristic terrorist leader. Yeah, I think people are pretty happy whenever they have someone who is a leader of a terrorist organization that oppresses people that gets killed. Yeah, I mean, I'd say that's a bit of a W, guys.
Which would be phenomenal. The more of them who are dead, the less capable the rest will be. And the response from Iran will be, because of that, more splintered and less dangerous. So we're nowhere near out of the woods. This is just the opening salvo in what will be a couple weeks of battle. But it's not going to be a war. It's not going to be a ground war. It's not going to be a forever war or any of those things. And at this point, the U.S. is not involved. And I think Israel is handling its business quite well.
Yeah, I mean, it is really brilliant on the part of the Israelis, if you think about it, Jim, because they didn't just target the nuclear sites or the missiles. It also seems like they pre-planned this, took out the people who would have the power to call for retaliation in an orderly manner.
Yep.
So clear chaos inside Iran. And
honestly, I bet, like, if I was in leadership over in Iran, I'd be stressed out. I would be so stressed out. Like, really, I mean, because it's like now it's, oh, shit. Now it's you. Like, what do you think's going to yeah, who the fuck wants to replace these guys after they keep getting killed every single time? Bro,
They
the
have
U.S.
no
media is
choice,
crazy, not a
'cause if they
single
say
counter
no, they'll
argument.
probably
This
get
is
killed too.
propaganda level bullshit. Well, I mean, okay, we'll look and see if there's anything from CNN after this. I'm sure they're gonna promote this
We're going to
instead.
wait
Let
to
me
see
see
what
here.
that retaliation looks like. Do you think that this is the most significant move, Jim, that Israel has made since October 7th?
By far, this was always the existential threat, because this was not just a threat to Israel, as some people like to pretend. Having an apocalyptic death cult like the Islamic Republic Ayatollahs in control of nuclear weapons was intolerable for the free world.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees on that. I think even the people that might not like want to help them do the strike, they're glad it happened.
They could have hit Israel. They could have hit us. They could
a
have
lot of people glad about
basically any nuclear detonation anywhere throws the world into chaos. So yes, Israel has done the world a favor. We're a safer place right now, even with the chaos and the danger that's going to come because of this, just by having slowed this down. And they're not going to be able to rebuild it, because as soon as they start rebuilding, Israel will have more bombs and will take them out again if they have to.
Yeah, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday said,
Yeah,
remember,
at a certain point, they want to rebuild it, just get bombed again.
Iran calls Israel the small Satan. It calls America the great Satan, which was a very good reminder on the part of the Prime Minister. Jim Hansen live for us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, Israel is the death cult. Well, Israel has a Samson
I'm Steve
option.
Doocy. I'm Brian Kilmeade.
I'm not saying I agree with them on this, right?
That's pretty good.
Let's go live now to Tel Aviv, where Fox News chief foreign correspondent Trey Yingst has been up all night, is standing by with all the details. Trey, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Laura, following that Israeli attack against Iranian nuclear facilities and top IRGC leadership overnight and into today, the Iranians have responded with 3 waves of ballistic missiles. This is Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. And the building on this compound was just hit.
Please go back. Go back, please. Go back, please.
You can understand here, it's very tense at this specific location, because the Iranians are now targeting the defense establishment of Israel. And so I'm going to have my cameraman pan up here to this building just across the street from the Kiryat. And so you can see it's very tense right here, because again the Iranians were able to just strike a very significant target in Israel. As we move forward here, we do expect more ballistic missiles to be fired into this country. We understand that Israel's air defense system was active during this third attack. We were in the suburbs of Tel Aviv at a location that had been hit. 1 woman was killed there, and more than 20 were injured. As these missiles are coming in, an Israeli security source telling Fox News that the Americans are helping to shoot down some of this incoming fire. But as it gets more and more intense, it will be very difficult to do so. And so there are questions about what comes next in this conflict. Again, we're just sort of backing up here from this location. It's a very sensitive location. But the bottom line here, Laura, is that the conflict between Israel and Iran continues. The Iranians have launched around 150 ballistic missiles into this country today, some of them slamming into military establishments, into a variety of residential buildings. And as you can see off here in the distance, this is a shopping mall in the heart of Tel Aviv. There are both residential and commercial buildings around here, Laura, and they have been damaged in this most recent missile barrage launched by the Iranians. Laura?
Trey, how badly have the residential sites been hit? Because Israel is now saying that
he was at the Israel's like Pentagon place, basically. Can't remember what they call it. The wing, no, that wings of thing is the Air Force One. I can't remember what they call this, but it was basically it's the same thing as the it's the same basic thing as the Pentagon for them. But they said I read another article or I saw it somewhere, maybe on Twitter or X, that they had emptied it because they figured it would get hit. So they had emptied it and just put like air defense around it just to kind of like protect it some as much as possible. But that's not where they was functionally working from or anything like that.
Iran did in its counter strike is basically beyond the pale. And so each side is saying, you did this, the results are going to be devastating for your country.
Yeah, absolutely. What we saw tonight, I have not seen in nearly 7 years of covering this story. We have seen rocket fire from the Gaza Strip with groups like Hamas and Islamic Jihad. We've seen precision-guided missiles coming from Lebanon with the Iran-backed group Hezbollah, ballistic missiles from Yemen with the Houthis. We were here last year in both April and October when the Iranians targeted Israel, and they targeted bases on the outskirts of major population centers. The site that we just got back from, where one woman was killed and at least 20 were injured, an entire block was wiped out. While we were there, every once in a while, the rescue teams, Laura, they would stop and they would tell everyone to be quiet. And they would call out for survivors under the rubble, and they didn't find anyone while we were there. And as we were live on Special Report, there was incoming missile fire, and we had to, in the middle of our hit, get to a shelter underground and wait as explosions happened right overhead. One of them so large, it shook the building that we were in. The site that we're at right now, again, it's a very sensitive site, as you saw some of those police and soldiers at the beginning of our conversation here wanting us to move back. They don't want us to show this specific area, but it was a hit that was trying to target directly Israel's version of the Pentagon, the Kiryat. Iran is using what they can to respond to Israel, but Israeli sources say this is going to go on for days, if not weeks, because the Iranians are now striking Israel with groups of ballistic missiles, anywhere from 50 to 100 missiles. And so while Israel can shoot down some of that fire, they simply cannot shoot down all of it. And what we saw tonight was truly unspeakable in terms of the escalation ladder of what is about to happen. Laura, I can tell you the Israelis are going to ramp up their strikes targeting Iran. They've already targeted nuclear facilities. They have targeted nuclear scientists. And they've also targeted the leaders of Iran's IRGC. They killed the top commander and General Salami. And this is a man who was responsible for preparing a missile strike against Israel. Just 2 days ago, he was threatening the Israeli state. And overnight, the Israelis targeted him in an airstrike, and they likely will not stop there. This is expected to continue for days, if not weeks. And this country remains at a state of alert, a state of emergency. And officials that we are talking to say they are urging the civilian population to stay close to bomb shelters, understanding that this is just the very beginning of what is a quickly developing war between Israel and Iran. Laura?
Trey?
Pretty good. Pretty good reporting, actually. Yeah. That would be, like, we just don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. It's crazy. Like, I mean, we have the other worries, but it's like, they just, like, wake up this morning and they go to sleep last night and then wake up in the morning to sirens going off, and then that's their day's completely different from now on. It's insane.
Trey, I know they don't want you to show it, but how badly was their version of the Pentagon, Israel's version of the Pentagon, hit by these attacks?
I'm going to have my cameraman just pan up to this building here that is on the compound of the Kiryat. And you can see these are likely offices. The building just next to it I've been in many times. But there is significant damage. They have teams there just trying to ensure that no one was inside at the time. Likely when the missile attack happened, any senior officials that would have been inside their version of the Pentagon would have been underground. But there is damage to it. And again, this just speaks to the types of targets that the Iranians are hitting. They are targeting not only residential areas, they are targeting military installations. And this is expected to escalate because they have advanced missiles. We have seen them provide the Russians with these very missiles that they are using against Ukraine. And now they are using these advanced ballistic missiles to target Israel. And again, despite the fact that there is some advanced missile defense systems that are on the ground here, from David's Sling to the Arrow 2 and 3 system, and the American systems, the Patriot system and the THAAD system,
it is not enough to stop this incoming fire. And when we were live earlier today around the 2 p.m. hour, it was so intense in Tel Aviv that they were not able to shoot down the missiles with these advanced systems. And as the missiles kept slipping past the air defense, they started to use smaller systems in an attempt to shoot them down. And we saw missiles slamming into the ground, causing significant damage and killing at least one person. And so as we move forward here, it is very clear that the conflict that is erupting now between Israel and Iran is different than anything that the region has seen. And it is substantially different from the conflict that has been ongoing for more than 600 days between Israel and Hamas inside Gaza. These ballistic missiles make the rockets that were being fired from Gaza look like toys. It is causing significant damage, wiping entire apartment blocks off of the map. Laura.
Trey, thank you. We'll check back soon.
Wow.
We really appreciate it. Stay safe, my friend.
Wow. So they're big boys.
Iran launching a fresh round of strikes tonight. You can see them streaming through the night sky over Tel Aviv, explosions rattling the city. Take a look at this video taken from a balcony showing smoke billowing from the ground right after a strike. Most missiles intercepted, but debris raining down, causing damage and injuries. This retaliation coming after Israel struck more than 200 targets overnight, including 2 key Iranian nuclear sites, taking out some of Iran's top military leaders and scientists. U.S. markets shaken, the Dow falling more than 700 points. President Trump telling NBC News today Iran may have another opportunity now to make a nuclear deal. We've got full coverage, starting with Matt Bradley tonight, live in Tel Aviv.
Tonight, waves of Iranian missiles targeting Israel. You can see Israeli air defenders take out most of them in the night sky. But some landing. This impact in Tel Aviv. Smoke rising in the city's center. Earlier, Israeli officials texted warnings to take cover.
So let's look and see what's on X for a minute. All right. So nothing since 50 minutes ago. That's good news. Oh, you can't make it bigger. Dang. The thing is, you don't see what's going on in Iran. They keep, there's no videos in there, so. Chief of the Iranian Armed Forces dead. Commander of the IRGC dead. Commander of the Iranian Emergency Command dead. Multiple nuclear scientists dead. The propagators of the death cult are wiped out from the face of the earth. This entire humanity is grateful to IDF. Yes, look at this one. Fresh Israeli strike targets more nuclear facilities, Holy City in Iran. Khamenei vows to leave Israel helpless. That's not an F-35. That's an F-16. So that's a lie. All right. Move on. We researched that earlier. That picture earlier. We watched that earlier too, but I don't know. I think that's a. I thought that was from like a video game or something. Ask Grog. The video claiming an Israeli F-35 was shot down by Iran is from a video game, Arma 3, not real footage. Oh man, it's gone. It's coming up somewhere right up here. Hang on. Oh, that's what this guy's saying. I used to have premium, but It wasn't worth it because I was using it for Grok mainly, but now I use OpenAI. All right, let's go back. Oh wait, I wanted to see this up here first. There was a video. I ain't got no sound. Okay, it's just no sound on this one. It's from Al Jazeera. Just looped. 9-second loop. Okay. All right. I think we might be about to wrap it up.
יאללה, יום שבת. יואו. סוף העולם, יואו, סוף העולם. אתם לא רואים?
חבר'ה, לא רלוונטי, אתם מפריעים לנו, לא סליחה.
יואו. יאללה, יום שבת. יואו. סוף העולם, יואו, סוף העולם. אתם לא רואים?
חבר'ה, לא רלוונטי, אתם מפריעים לנו, לא סליחה.
יואו. יאללה, יום שבת. יואו. סוף העולם, יואו, סוף העולם. אתם לא רואים?
חבר'ה, לא רלוונטי, אתם מפריעים לנו, לא סליחה.
Yeah, just don't play all us pauses, okay?
זה משוגעים.
They're cheering whenever they intercept one.
זה משוגעים.
What do they cheer? You know. That's not what they were doing. Was it?
Bombing Gaza. And I think what the Israelis are doing in Gaza represents a massacre. I would use that term, given the number of civilians that they've killed and the fact that they've been indiscriminate in terms of how they've been bombing Gaza. And I believe that's to be condemned, the killing of civilians. This is not legitimate collateral damage. They're directly punishing the population.
So you're saying there's some degree of punishment, of collective
No, they're
anger.
purposely killing civilians. This is the iron wall. They're trying to beat the Palestinians into submission, right? There's no way you kill this many civilians if you're trying to precisely take out Hamas fighters. And by the way, the Israeli spokesman, the IDF spokesman, has explicitly said that we are not pursuing precision bombing and that what we are doing is trying to, maximize the amount of destruction and damage that we can inflict on the Palestinians. And I think this is a major mistake on the part of Israel. First of all, it ends up being a moral stain on your reputation, number one. And number two, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The Palestinians are not going to roll over and submit to Israeli domination of their life. So, the whole concept of the Iron Wall, Jabotinsky's term, was misguided. And by the way, if you look at what the Israelis are doing, they're trying to do two things. One is the Iron Wall. And that's where you punish the civilian population in Gaza and get them to submit. The other thing that they're trying to do is get Hamas. They want to destroy Hamas. And the belief there is that if they destroy Hamas, they've solved the problem. But as many Israelis know, including people on the hard right, even if you destroy Hamas, they are going to be replaced by another group, another resistance group.
Have you ever heard or read about in your studying of modern warfare of soldiers or intelligence agents, males dressing as females, dressing as health?
Israel and they ain't even on here. Maybe it's not there because it's over here. All right, it looks like it's calming down for now. I mean, I know it'll probably be going all night, but it seems kind of dead. So I'm going to hang it up and we're going to end the stream. And depending on what's going on tomorrow, we might do this again. I doubt it. I think we'll be back on video games tomorrow and having fun again. But we are going to end it here. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys on the next one.